What's going on, guys? Welcome to Hybrid Movies episode 12. I'm your host, Nick, and I'm joined, of course, by Michael, aka Failwhale34.
What a dooski, guys. Glad to be back here talking about some movies.
Yeah, and we also have Antoine, aka Earth Eagle GT. No!
He's lost in the void.
What's up, guys? Glad to be part of another episode. I accidentally muted myself, and I said my line, and then Nick responded, "Where is he?" I'm here.
All right, and we also have James with us, of course.
I diddly neighborinos.
Yeah, that exact same thing happened like it was like a couple episodes back. Remember where like James dropped out and we're like, James?
Yeah.
James, that's a great answer.
Yeah, I know. The explanation for that is, so while recording, like, I noticed that my Audacity stopped. I'm like, uh-oh, what's going on? And I was looking at my microphone, and it turns out it was unplugged, so that unfortunately messed up, and it unfortunately messed up the episode. So I wanna apologize to all of you for messing that up and having you guys have to redo the episode.
Yeah, no worries. It worked out. I think we. What one was that again? I don't remember. Was it the Avatar one or something we were talking about? Like,
I think we were.
I think it might have been.
So it was the episode where I remember talking about Beauty and the Beast. That much I do remember.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, it all worked out in the end. But how is everyone doing today? Antoine, what are you up to? Any filming recently, or?
Yeah, I was filming this past weekend. Got to see a movie too, which I guess we'll talk about later. But yeah, just had some really busy shooting times. Not as busy as that 10-hour time I talked about on like a few episodes ago, but at least like 6-hour days. So.
All right, Michael, anything new with you?
Not really. Just fairly busy with school. Almost done though. I got one more assignment to work on, and then I'll be free before exams.
Ooh!
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And then you're done with school entirely, graduated
Forever. No, I'm just kidding. I still got like 2 more years.
Oh.
Just for this semester.
Damn. Okay. James, what's up with you?
Nothing too much. I was able to see a movie over the weekend, and then I gotta go to work later today. But other than that, things are pretty good on this end.
Okay. Yeah. I went over to see some movies on Saturday, I think, and then we didn't end up recording over the weekend. We actually did do an episode. I just want to mention this. We did do an episode with a YouTuber named Jarrell's Alexandria, who's an awesome guy, but unfortunately there was some technical problems with that episode, so that one is pretty much lost in the void. Hopefully we'll have him back on in the future. And other than that, I'm looking forward to going to WonderCon Anaheim this weekend. That'll be pretty awesome.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be my first convention of the year, so.
Are you gonna
awesome.
Are you gonna cosplay?
Oh wow.
Maybe. Gordon Freeman Half-Life costume, but yeah. So.
Nice.
But yeah, that's all that's new with me. But let's get into the movies that we recently saw. So, Anton, what movie were you alluding to saying?
I saw Power Rangers. I've been reviewing Power Rangers for the channel, or not reviewing it, but giving opinion topic pieces the last few weeks and months coming up to the movie, and I finally got to see it yesterday, and I thought it was cool. I didn't really have the highest hopes, but I was kind of expecting, just a good movie, just a good movie, and I think that's just what I got out of it. It's not the best thing in the world. A lot of the dialogue can be very cheesy at times, but I thought it was at least well acted across the board. I didn't have a problem with any of the acting, but just some of the dialogue was cheesy, and some of the setup was cheesy. It seems like they were trying to go a lot of different tones, and I really wish they would have just stuck to being either super campy or going the more serious route. But I'm okay with what it has, what it gave me for the most part. I just hope I at least get to see a sequel, because I want to see Tommy.
Oh yeah.
I want to see the Green Ranger. That's all I want to see.
Okay. James, what did you see recently?
I saw Power Rangers opening night.
Dang.
Ooh. Yeah.
How was that crowd? Was that crowded in there? Or?
Yeah. There was a pretty sizable crowd.
They were all yelling "Go go."
No, but they were cheering at some parts, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, my audience was cheering too.
Somebody brought in a baby that was constantly crying, and I'm like, why would you do this?
That's what happened exactly in my screening too. It was awful.
I mean, it's not like it's a rated R movie, but still, come on. But yeah.
Yeah, why bring babies at all? Like when they can't, they don't understand.
Because they're too cheap to get a babysitter. But yeah, no, like I was actually kind of looking forward to Power Rangers, because I was a huge Power Rangers kid growing up. Lightspeed Rescue was my show back in the day. But yeah, no, like, you know, watching it, I think this movie is much better than it has any right to be, because it could have gone south so fast. But when it was mentioned earlier, I thought the characters were great. They got great actors for them. I think my favorite is Billy. Elizabeth Banks as Rita is a lot of fun to watch. Like, she's just going so over the top with what she's doing. I even like what they did with Zordon that Bryan Cranston played, because they kind of made him kind of a dick. But like, the one thing that I just could not take seriously was the whole Krispy Kreme element of it all.
Someone's gonna get paid somehow.
That was a plot point of the third act.
Yeah, but like every time like Krispy Kreme was mentioned, like I just burst out laughing.
That was they must have paid for like 75% of the budget. Because
I mean, it's one thing to like show it once or mention it once, but they constantly keep mentioning it over and over again. And when you see Rita like go into the Krispy Kreme and eat a donut, that just sealed it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I will say though? I was sleeping after I watched the movie, and I dreamt of Krispy Kreme.
Michael, what did you think of Power Rangers? You saw it too. Well, everyone saw it actually, but
yeah, this is the Power Rangers cast. I actually saw the movie. You know, we've been talking about it for the past couple of episodes, covering on each end, and honestly, I was pleasantly surprised. I had a lot of problems with the movie, but I was surprised that I actually enjoyed it. The characters, I thought I had some issues with a few of them, particularly the Pink Ranger. I thought her acting. Was that Trini?
No, that's Kimberly.
No, she's yellow one. I just wasn't the biggest fan of her acting and some of the dialogue across all the boards. I actually liked Rita. Surprisingly, I really liked her kind of over the topness. I thought it worked for some reason. But as you mentioned earlier, Antoine, the tone, I can see that. But overall, I thought their team chemistry worked well. I like the undertones of the movie, like working together and teamwork and whatnot. And I had a fun time with characters like Billy. Although I found him kind of annoying for the first 20 minutes, and I thought he was going to be really not the greatest. It turns out he was probably one of my favorites in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? I wish we could spoil a specific.
Yeah,
part
probably should.
But that just I was just not expecting that.
I already spoiled the whole Krispy Kreme part.
Yeah. That's the whole plot of the movie right there.
That's right.
This episode, by the way, is sponsored by I'm just like,
Krispy Kreme donuts. I'm eating one right now. Yeah, it's great.
Finger licking
But
good.
in terms of what I thought of Power Rangers, like, I don't know. Maybe I was like so hyped up just talking about it, like for the past few episodes and just months of talking about this movie. But I honestly was fairly disappointed in it. I thought it was just like really boring for like 3/4 of the movie, and I was really shocked that they only morphed at like the very end of the movie. Some of the character stuff was really kind of baffling to me.
Despite some of the errors and issues I had with it, I had a fun time. But
okay, yeah, it's I would say just overall my thoughts, like, it's fine I guess to watch, but I just wish that there was like some more to it and like not. I don't know. There's like action lacking possibly or something.
Nick, do you want to see another Power Rangers movie, like a sequel or like they're trying to make 6 movies apparently?
Yeah.
Are you excited for more?
They're like, I guess they're holding all that for the other 5 movies. I guess I don't know.
I think the problem. Because I was thinking this too, Nick. I think because most of these like origin stories, there's a part in the story where they actually use their powers to try to like stop a crime or something like that, but that just didn't happen. They didn't actually use their powers to help at the very end. Maybe that's the actual. Yeah,
but it is. I guess it's just a sequel setup thing. It's the problem with all the origin movies, I guess. So, but yeah, So I also saw Life too. I forgot to mention that.
That other movie.
I saw Life, and I wasn't the biggest fan of that one either. I thought it was a lot of stuff that I've already seen personally. I know a lot of people in the audience were getting hyped up and stuff. It was a pretty full crowd. I think there's going to be an audience for it, but for me personally, I've seen it so many times with these sci-fi horror movies. So
wait, Nick, you're saying you don't like Alien? No, just playing.
I actually did like the creature design in Life too. It looked pretty interesting and unique, but yeah, overall, meh, pass, skip it. But yeah, so moving on though, we want to talk about the movies that are going to be opening up March 31st, this upcoming week. So we have The Boss Baby, The Zookeeper's Wife, and Ghost in the Shell. Michael, if you had to choose one out of those three, what are you going to go see?
If I had to choose one, I'm going to have to go with Ghost in the Shell, but an honorable mention is Boss Baby. The promotion for this movie has been ridiculous. I've been seeing it everywhere for the past 3 months. So I think they're doing a good job on that, but if I had to choose one, I would say Ghost in the Shell. It seems like I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with it.
Okay, Antoine, what about you?
Probably none of them, but if I would have to do it, it'd probably be Ghost in the Shell, just to see, because there's a lot of just been a lot of talks surrounding that movie, and I'm interested to see how they decide to execute.
Okay, I agree. I think I'm probably gonna skip all three of these movies, but if I was gonna choose something, it would be that, just to. The other ones they're not even in my ballpark of what I want to see in a movie, so no. James, what about you though?
I'd probably have to go with Ghost in the Shell.
No one for The Boss Baby?
You know what? Forget it. I think I'm gonna have to take one for the team and just check her out.
Boss Baby looks terrible. I'm sorry.
It also has really bad reviews too so far.
All I'm gonna say is their marketing team is doing a pretty decent job.
I don't know. Compared to DreamWorks' other movies, it just looks kind of bad.
Isn't DreamWorks working on the upcoming Captain Underpants too? Or?
Oh yeah, that's right. I think they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do want to see that.
Yeah, the trailer just came out for that. It looks pretty interesting. But yeah, speaking of that though, we do have a lot of news topics to go over for this week's episode. So. First up, I think we want to talk about the Death Note teaser that came out for the upcoming Netflix movie. It's a quick teaser. It's under a minute long. Antoine, what did you think of this kind of first look at the movie?
I'm not really that familiar with Death Note. I honestly don't know what happens. I just remember being young and watching Smosh do a parody of it, and they wrote people's names in books and people died. So I'm just going to assume that's pretty much what it is. I'm glad that Darius is in it from Atlanta, and Get Out, and that's not that. His name's something.
His name is a name.
Yeah, I'm glad that he's getting work because he's been doing really well. He's been in a lot of very genre-defining movies recently, and I think it's just been a coincidence. So I'm interested to see on Netflix too because their movies have been pretty solid. Hopefully, this will be one of the best.
Yeah, I'm with you there too.
Yeah, Mike, what do you think about this little teaser?
I saw just off the teaser alone, I'm interested. I'm with Antoine where I don't really know about the Death Note, series, manga and anime. Although I've been hearing about it, it's always in the lists that your friends always tell you, oh, you need to watch these animes. It's always in there. So,
yeah, this and Yu-Gi-Oh and Bleach and
all of them. But the fact that it's being done by Netflix actually gets me a little excited because if it's Netflix movies and shows that are original series tend to be better and have pretty solid quality and faithful to the source material. So I feel like they might have something good here. Also,
Willem Dafoe is the voice of the demon Ryuk.
Dafoe is awesome.
He's bringing his Green Goblin back to the big screen.
Yeah, Nick, what do you think about Death Note? Are you a fan of the series or?
There's a lot of controversy about this movie because it's not an Asian cast. A lot of people that's the first thing, always bring that up. And I do have an issue with that too. I don't know why they keep doing that, but apparently the director and the people behind it are trying to justify saying, well, this is the Western adaptation of Death Note or something. So it's I guess, but sure. So the story behind Death Note, I think, is just that this demon, Ryuk, he originally has the Death Note book, and he kind of gets bored of it. He drops it down to our world, and this guy picks up named Light, I think.
Mm-hmm. He gets bored of it?
He gets bored of using Death Note. He's like, yeah, care anymore. So he just kind of drops it, sees what happens. So the guy picks it up, finds it, starts using it, and the actual guy from Atlanta, his character is named L, and he's the detective trying to stop the guy with the death note. That's the interesting part about it. But I think a lot of people are upset about the characterization so far that they've seen or something, because it's not exactly like the anime or manga. But I'm going to give it a shot because it is a Netflix original movie. Mm-hmm. Willem Dafoe's in there. I think it can be kind of cool. So yeah. James, what do you think about this, though? Death Note?
I'm kind of a bit on the fence on this. I mean, I do want to see Willem Dafoe because he's great in everything. But yeah, I don't know how this adaptation might work. Like, I'm hoping it's good, but at the same time, are we going to end up with another Dragon Ball Evolution?
Yeah, Mortal Kombat.
No.
Or Avatar. No.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to see. I mean, because I do remember watching, a bit of the show. I do remember watching the live action movie they had years ago, and I remember liking that okay. But yeah, I mean, we'll have to see.
I guess we'll have to wait and see. I think it comes out in August, so we don't have to wait too long. So I guess that's nice. But moving on, another franchise that's coming back is Tomb Raider, actually. This one's coming from Warner Brothers. It's going to be released next March, and it stars Alicia Vikander. What do you guys think of this movie so far? Michael, did you see the images, and what are your thoughts on those?
Yes, I did. It looks cool. I honestly forgot this was going to become a thing.
No, I was just going to say, it's been in the works for like a while, and they haven't really done anything, talking about it, so...
Yeah, exactly. So that's why it's just kind of not been on my radar. That being said, I'm like a tiny fan of the franchise. I played the games occasionally growing up. I've seen, the older movie, not my favorite movie. But I'm excited to see what they're going to do if they bring it back, especially with her, the actress. I'm a fan of her.
Yeah, she's really good in Ex Machina, and apparently the Danish Girl too. I didn't see that one though, so can't speak on that. Antoine, what are your thoughts though on this new Tomb Raider reboot?
Yeah, I think, she looks like she fits the role. She's because Angelina Jolie played the original, like, quote unquote.
Yeah, she did like two movies, right? I think.
So this is interesting because it's kind of like she just looks more. This actress looks more innocent to me, not like. Because I guess Angelina Jolie just has more of that kind of serious-looking face. And it's interesting that, like, even with this reboot, it's kind of like they're completely doing it differently, which I guess is a good thing, because she looks the part.
I think the interesting thing is that the Angelina Jolie movies were more so inspired by the original Tomb Raider games from, like, the early 2000s, and then, like, this movie is more so inspired by... when the games kind of had a soft reboot in 2013, they kind of went more realistic and.
Oh, then yeah, I can definitely see it.
Yeah, actually, now that you mention it, that's a game I played actually quite a bit too compared to the other ones.
Yeah, because they had a Tomb Raider that came out in 2013. That was the one where she had like the bow and arrow and she was on the island and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's definitely looking at that more as an inspiration. But James, what do you think about this new movie?
Cautiously optimistic is what I'm gonna go with.
It is a video game movie, so...
It is a video game movie. You're absolutely right. The only video game movie in recent memory that I really enjoyed was Warcraft, but even that wasn't perfect.
Yeah. What about Super Mario, the 90s one? That was...
Oh, that's a classic right there. Gotta watch that. But yeah, I mean, I think Alicia Vikander is a good choice. But again, great actors / actresses do not always make great movie. You gotta have the correct writers, the right directors, producers, all that stuff. But hopefully, like, even if it's not like great, hopefully it'll be at least entertaining.
They were looking at Daisy Ridley before they cast Alicia Vikander too, which is interesting.
Well,
because she was hot off, Force Awakens. Obviously, they were looking at her, both of them, I guess, and they went with Vikander. So
yeah, and I was just looking at the director of this movie just to see some more like context. He did The Wave. I saw that on Netflix. Okay movie.
The Wave. Yeah, so I guess that's kind of all of our news that we had this week. The only other thing that I wanted to like bring up, I guess, is that this week we are going to be getting trailers for Spider-Man, It, and The Mummy, which is pretty awesome. So
trailer week.
Definitely,
Excellent.
that'll be discussion for next week's episode. So yeah. But with that said, let's move on to our final segment, which is where we talk about the viewer questions. So thank you guys for submitting these. And the first question comes to us from Watercrook, who says, which movie franchise should not be a cinematic universe?
The golden question of this day and age.
Everything. No. Antoine, what do you think about this? No cinematic universe.
It can be based off of recent announcements. I mean...
Yeah, maybe. Wait, someone else.
James, what do you think about this?
God, I mean, like, trying to think of a franchise that's like
Shrek.
well, I think Star Trek already. God, I'm trying to think. Well, I know Nintendo has that plan to make a bunch of movies. So
Wait, they do?
That's the rumor.
Yeah, remember they were fighting over like a Pokemon movie.
Oh,
I think even around that they were talking
that's
about like
the
like
Detective
Mario.
Pikachu thing.
Yeah, I think they want to do like Mario and stuff too.
Yeah, they
Really?
do.
I don't think anyone wants to see another Mario movie after that last one. The whole world said no.
Yeah.
Unanimous no.
Yes.
no
Yeah.
live
So
action,
yeah.
please.
So probably hold off on that universe if they decide to do that.
Okay.
But that's
Damn.
that's like the only one I could really think of, because like when you think of like every major movie coming out, like it's all tied in together with one form of media or another, whether it be through books or another movie or.
Yeah, it's what was I thinking?
Oh, I'll probably say Narnia.
You don't want to see the Closet Cinematic Universe? I would love to see them.
No, they tried, and I heard they might be rebooting it, and
I wouldn't mind seeing another Narnia movie.
Yeah, they are rebooting it. Yeah.
I could definitely see that coming back as a franchise and like thriving.
Okay,
But for me, for the cinematic universe, I'm gonna go and say Indiana Jones.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not even in talks for one.
That's just one off the top of my head that like I feel like they might end up bringing back sometime soon, and I don't want to see it.
I'll say Ghostbusters, because I think that they're still dead set on making that a universe, like a Slimer movie and all this stuff. So I don't know.
Ooh.
Stop.
Yeah,
No
no,
one, just
I think
nobody. No.
I think that's going to be a ways off before that happens.
Well, the first one made like it was such a bomb critically. No, not critically actually. It did fairly well, but financially it didn't make any money. But they're still talking about like we want to do more sequels. It's like why though? Just no. They like losing money, I guess. I mean, that's just like Sony announcing that they want to do a Venom movie that's not even in Spider-Man's world. It's like, how does that even work?
Well, you see, you start off with Life, right? It's a prequel, and then
No, it's not a prequel. It's a boring movie. But anyways, next question though, we got Scott Upire Pop Cult fan saying, since it was just announced that Michael Rosenbaum will be sharing a role with Sylvester Stallone in Guardians 2, what characters do you guys think they're playing? Michael, what do you think about who are they playing?
So, do you know what? I can't say who I think in particular Michael is going to be, but if I had to guess, let's say, just like a Ravager, like 69 or something. I don't know. Sylvester Stallone's
Nova?
character. I'm gonna go and say this. Here's a farewell theory. He's the real Star-Lord's dad.
But Star-Lord doesn't talk out of the side of his mouth. He can't be.
Hey, Dad, is that you? That's just my prediction.
Okay, James, what do you think? Who they're playing?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have an answer. Because I'll be honest, like I haven't read too much of Guardians of the Galaxy, so I can't really say like who they're possibly going to be playing. Yeah. I'm probably the wrong person to ask. Sorry, guys.
Okay, Antoine, any theories about who they're possibly being?
No. No. Like I have no. Sylvester Stallone doesn't even seem like he should be in this universe. So I don't even like Michael Rosenbaum can honestly be. He's probably going to be like a villain because he's better playing that type of asshole-ish character, that cocky asshole. So maybe he'll be a hero and be just a cocky hero. But I don't really. Yeah, I don't know too much about the Guardians lore to like know exactly who. they're gonna be like obscure characters, I'd assume. I wouldn't think they'd be anything too like knowingly to the public. And who knows if they even return? Like maybe Sylvester Stallone just has like a cameo, which is a weird cameo too. So
supposedly there's a report saying recently that they will be in more movies, but I just don't know. Like, I don't think they're gonna be any big characters. It's probably gonna be like some side character that just pops up or something or whatever. But
yeah,
some alien.
Sylvester Stallone's gonna play his character from Spy Kids.
He should just be Judge Dredd again in this movie. Stupid helmet on. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question. We got some interesting theories going around for those characters. So yeah, just take your pick there. But that does wrap up the episode. This has been Hybrid Movies episode 12. Thank you guys for checking it out. And if you guys want to get your questions answered next week, just leave them down below with the hashtag #AskHybridMovies. You can find me on social media at who's_Nick on Twitter and, of course, on this channel. Michael, where can people find you?
Yeah, you guys can follow me over on Instagram and Twitter at Failwell34 and FailProduction1. And also, you can check out my YouTube channel, Failwell34.
Okay.
And on the Hybrid Network, on these. Yay.
Sweet. Antoine, where can people find you?
You guys can follow me on YouTube and on Twitter at EarthEagleGT, doing movies reviews. Have another podcast, do Hybrid Music Men, on the aux cord and stuff like that. So definitely.
Okay. James, any social media you want to plug?
Yeah, folks, if you want to follow me, you can find me on Twitter at hairbeverage.com. That's HERRBEVERIDGE, Hair Beverage. Trust me, you'll know me because I like to post a lot of SpongeBob memes.
Okay, so with all that said, we'll catch you guys next time.